Hello YouTube, Ready Reptiles here with another video, and in today's video I'm going to talk about the recessive and heterozygous gene. So before I start with today's video, I'm going to show you a couple of the animals that I own that are either het or recessive. So I hope you enjoyed today's video, and let's get started. Okay, so here we have a male clown ball python and a female super pastel buttered ghost. Ghost is a recessive trait and so is clown. So recessive is relating to or denoting heritable characteristics controlled by genes that are expressed in offspring only when inherited from both parents. So in other words, recessive skips one generation of breeding. Okay, so here we have a het pied female and a male pied. Heterozygous or het is an unmatched pair of alleles at any given locus. This term is usually reserved for recessive traits that do not show up visually. So meaning that this female here has 100% of the pied gene inside of her, but it's not visual, so therefore she's heterozygous, carrying the trait, but you can't see it. Okay, so here we have my male albino Sparky and my female lavender albino Bumblebee. Albinos, especially these two albino traits, cannot be compatibly crossed because their allele genetic trait does not combine. So an allele is one member of a pair of genes at the same locus. And for people that don't know, a locus is the location of a allele on the DNA strand or a gene on the DNA strand. It's the same thing, just depending on how you wanna say it. So dealing with albinos, there are different bloodlines. There's regular albinos, caramel albinos, and lavender albinos. The different genes that are used when creating these albino morphs are responsible for the color of each morph, such as lavender and then the caramel hue to the caramel albino, and then the regular yellow-white pattern to the albinos. So if you cross the regular albino with a lavender albino, for example, you'll get normals that are double het for both. So they'll be het for albino and het for lavender albino. Okay, so when breeding any recessive trait or any trait or genetic at all with ball pythons, it consists of DNA, and DNA is part of the genetic code that makes up all living things. So specifically in the recessive and the heterozygous traits, het is the same genetic code as a recessive. It just either carries less of it and doesn't have the visual trait that the albino genetics code would have. So basically they are the same thing genetic wise, just visual wise they aren't. But when bred together, depending on what you're breeding, you can get a partial chance of creating something or 100% chance of creating something. So I hope you all enjoyed today's video. Subscribe, rate, comment, likes, and see my fellow herpers. Make sure to comment down below what you guys want to see on my channel. Until next time, you've been watching Ready Reptiles.